Hey, Shalom Akim Shalom. First and foremost, as always, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rachakwadash. Call Halal Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rachakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone that taught us His truth. And I want to give much peace, love, and salutation to the elect of the nation of Israel, the elect of Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, that's pushing His word with all truth and sincerity. I'm the brother Tazamah from the Great Millstone Dallas camp, coming back today with another lesson, and Lord willing, this lesson will be edifying. And I want to do a response. The elder Manata Zakba yesterday went live, and I got a chance to watch him, and he had did a lesson going in on Vocab Malone's lesson that he did, or Vocab Malone's video. I'd rather say that he did, saying that Ephesians, the 2nd chapter, is a Hebrew Israelite Kryptonite. And I actually did a response video to Vocab Malone's lesson that he did, refuting the fact that, look, the Ephesians that the Apostle Paul was writing to when he said, remember that ye were Gentiles, going in on the fact that that's talking about Israelites who were in a Gentile state of mind, who physically wasn't circumcised in the flesh, in the circumcision, which were the Jews. All right, those who knew that they were Israelites were looking down on the Israelite foreigners that weren't necessarily following the customs for a point in time until they received the Spirit by the preaching of Yahweh Shai HaMashiach and the apostles. Now, the elder Manata Zakba did a lesson entitled Apologetic, Kryptonite for Vocab Malone, Isaiah 63, verse 1 through 6. Because these so-called apologists and Vocab Malone and these Christians love to try to refute the fact that we're the Israelites, that we are the biblical Israelites, and we are the chosen people based upon prophecy, and that the people who are claiming themselves to be the Israelites today, by way of documents and papers and particular laws that put them forth in our land, they don't fit the prophecies. So we have something that we're doing, which, like I said, this is Elder Apostle Tahar's lesson that he did a response to Elder Manata Zakba's lesson. All right. And Elder Apostle Tahar was going into on the commentary on Isaiah, the 63rd chapter. As you see, I'm not fully finished with it. I'm only 7 minutes in. But, it sparked me to do a lesson today that's going to be entitled Apologetic, Kryptonite for Vocab Malone, Isaiah 14, verse 2. Because the scriptures talk about slavery. The scriptures talk about how whenever Yahweh Shai's kingdom, which Yahweh Shai is who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ, when his kingdom is established on the planet Earth, there will be an hierarchy. There will be an order to things. All right. The scripture says in Deuteronomy, the other 14th chapter. All right. We'll read verse Deuteronomy 14. Deuteronomy chapter 14. All right. Verse 2. It says, for thou art an holy people unto Yahweh thy God. And holy means separate. All right. When you get this word holy in the Hebrew, that word is quadawash, which the root word is quadash. All right. But it's quadawash here. And it says of persons, which the Israelites are a particular people on the planet Earth. But it says what? Sacred. Okay, holy. We are, and what makes the Israelites sacred? What makes us sacred in the sight of the Lord is what? The law, statutes, and commandments that Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai gave us. All right, that separated us from the heathen nations that were round about. We had a set of laws, statutes, and commandments that we were to follow that would make us separate and make us holy, and we would be the wise and understanding people on the planet Earth, as the scripture says. Right. So it says, for thou art an holy people unto Yahweh thy God. And Yahweh hath chosen thee to be a peculiar people unto himself. Okay, a peculiar people. Let's get this word peculiar real quick. This word peculiar is sagala. Okay. And this word peculiar here is a valued property, a possession, property. Because what did the Israelites do? Or what did Yahweh do with the Israelites in the wilderness? We were married. We got married unto the Lord, all right, by way of what? Sacrifice. All right, we got the blood from the sacrifice, and Moses placed it upon the altar. the book of the law, and he sprinkled it upon us, and we were in covenant with the Lord, and we became his people. We became the Lord's property, or his valued possession. You see, it says valued property, peculiar treasure, which Yahweh has chosen and taken to himself. And that word, you see that word bachar there, that means chosen or elect, right? Which Yahweh has chosen and taken to himself, always of people of Israel first. You see? So we became the Lord's chosen property, or his chosen treasure, his peculiar people, his valued property, right? And this doesn't fit all nations on the planet Earth. Okay, this doesn't fit the actual heathen. Okay, because the Lord didn't make a covenant with the heathen in the wilderness. He made a covenant with the Israelites, point blank period, right? It says, above all the nations that are upon the earth. And above means that there's going to be a hierarchy, there's going to be a subjection, or I'll rather say there's going to be a superior people, and there's going to be an inferior people. Okay, the superior people being who? The Israelites, and the inferior people being the other nations. Okay, now when you get the book of Isaiah, the 14th chapter, because I don't want this lesson to be too long, I just want to hit the points. This is Isaiah chapter 14, start of verse 1. It says, for Yahweh will have mercy on Jacob, which Jacob is synonymous with the Israelites, because Jacob's name was changed to Israel by the angel when he wrestled the angel. For Yahweh will have mercy on Jacob and will yet choose Israel. Okay, so he's going to have mercy on Israel, and he's going to choose Israel at Bachar, as we read earlier, peculiar people, right? And will yet choose Israel and set them in their own land. See? So the Lord is going to set the Lord is going to be the one that's going to place the true Israelites in their own land, the inheritance that was given unto us, that was promised unto us, unto Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. All right. It says, and the strangers shall be joined with them. And the strangers are talking about who? The Israelite foreigners. And this process is going on right now, where the strangers of the Israelite foreigners, those who didn't know that they're Israelites, are being joined unto the people by way of the preaching. All right, the preaching of Yahweh Shah HaMashiach. And the strangers shall be joined with them, and they shall cleave to the house of Jacob. And this process is going on right now. Okay, it says, verse 2, here's the point. And the people, Israel, shall take them, the other nations, and bring them to their place. Right? And the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of Yahweh for servants and handmaids. So there's going to be a particular people who's going to be a possession. The Israelites are going to be possessing a particular people. Now let's get this word possess and see what this word possess means. Okay, this word possess is pronounced nachal. Okay, nachal is possess. All right, and this word possess here means possess oneself of land. Right? Let's get the bold word first. Get or take as a possession. So we're going to get, or we're going to take the different heathen nations, and we're going to have them as a possession, because what solidifies that? Well, we'll get the precept here in a second. We'll get the precept here after this, right? Let me go back down real quick. In Vocab, Malone, answer this. Since you want to try to refute who the Israelites are, you want to try to refute who the Gentiles are, we'll refute is there going to be slavery in the kingdom, and who's going to be fitting the bill for that. You see? It says for whose benefit? You see, so we're going to have a possession of the different nations, or the heathen nations, as a benefit unto us. That's going to be a benefit. You see? So it says, and the people shall take them and bring them to their place. And the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of Yahweh for servants and handmaids. And they shall take them captives. And they shall take them captives, right? Whose captives they were. Now, does the 1948ers fit this prophecy right now? Or do the 1948ers have captives right now whose captives they were once in the past? No. Absolutely not. This hasn't happened yet. It says, and they shall rule over their oppressors. We're going to rule over those who oppressed us. And who are the main people right now who are being oppressed? Because it damn sure ain't the 1948ers right now being oppressed. I can tell you that much right now. They got the world. They're not an afflicted people right now, man. They got their heart's desire right now, man. They control everything. You know, all facets of resources, media, news, you know, all these different things and facets of how the world is being ran right now. The scripture says the earth is given to the hand of the wicked, and you know who runs the earth right now, man. And it damn sure ain't us. We ain't running the earth right now. We're the ones that are in captivity. We're the ones that are being oppressed. Okay. I want to get that word rule. All right. This word rule here, and I'm about to actually just park my car real quick. So just if y'all can just bear with me real fast. Just park my car real quick. All right. So this word, this is the word rule. This word in rule is radah. Okay, radah, which says chastise. You see that? Have dominion, rule, dominate. It says, so we're going to rule over our oppressors. It says we're going to have dominion over our oppressors. We're going to rule over our oppressors. We're going to dominate our oppressors. Chastise, tread, trample. Apologetic kryptonite. What does this all mean? There's definitely going to be slavery. So everybody's equal. Everybody's going to be equal in the kingdom of heaven. Vocab. Anybody can make it, but who's the people that's going to be getting tread over and dominated and ruled over? Who's going to be doing the dominating and the ruling? We clearly read Israel. Come on now, man. It says, have dominion, rule over. You see, we're going to have a dominion. Let's get this word. Let's look up dominion. Supremacy. See, so supremacy is supremacy. Y'all, is supremacy bad? No, supremacy is not bad. Supremacy is promoted in the scriptures, man. There has to be a supreme people. You see, you got Edomite supremacy ruling the earth. So you're going to have Israelite supremacy ruling the earth whenever the kingdom is established. Supremacy, right? Sovereignty or control. See that? It says usually dominions. It says the territory of a sovereign or a government. Who's going to be the sovereign or the government on the planet Earth? The Israelites. And it's going to be headed by Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, man. Yahweh Shai being the King of Kings and Lords of Lords on the planet Earth, man. See, that's when you read in Isaiah the 60th chapter, it says that what we're gonna receive the forces of the Gentiles, and all their forces and all their riches and their resources are going to flow into us. We're going to get the first fruits of that. So let's read it one more time. And the people shall take them and bring them to their place, and the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of Yahweh for servants and handmaids, slaves. Slave men and slave women, and they shall take them captives, whose captives they were, and they shall rule over their oppressors. Let's read it in the NLT. The nations of the world will help Yahweh's people to return, and that lines up with Isaiah 49. And those who come to live in their land will serve them. Servants. We will have servants. Just said, did King Solomon have servants? Yes. Did King David have servants? Yes. What does the throne of David represent? The throne of David represents the supremacy on the planet Earth, and all different heathen nations subjected under his feet. And is Yahweh Shai going to sit on the throne of David? Yes. So there's going to be subjection going on in the kingdom of heaven, right? Those who captured Israel will themselves be captured. And Israel will rule over its enemies. And who of our enemies? We can read who our enemies are in Psalm 63, or excuse me, Psalm 83. All right, let's get to the next precept. Isaiah the 61st chapter. And this is the gospel when you read this chapter, by the way. Right? Isaiah 61, verse let's start at verse 4. It says, And they shall build the old waste, and they shall build the old waste. They shall raise up the former desolations, and they shall repair the waste cities, the desolations of many generations. And this really spiritually is talking about the house of David being rebuilt as in the days of old. But also Israel, all right, our land too, will also be rebuilt. It will also be re-inhabited. Okay, the land of Israel is not just going to look like this desert today, or it's just all this desert land. No, it's going to be fruitful, man. Verse 5. And strangers shall stand and feed your flocks. Let's get this word strangers. That word strangers is zawar. Okay, zawar. Now, let me see something real quick. See, this word strangers in Isaiah 14 is gar. The difference between gar and zawar, all right, gar is talking about Israelites that could have been placed in another land. Those are called strangers. Like, for example, Moses' son Garshom, which means born in a strange land. You see, but this word here in Isaiah 61 is zawar. Strangers. And this is talking about the actual heathen. Zawar. That's why you got to know them words, man. It says to the land, foreign, Zararium, foreigners, as such usually enemies. See? So there's strangers or foreigners currently in our land right now. Isaiah, the first chapter tells you that. It says, and strangers shall stand and feed your flocks, and the sons of the alien shall be your plowmen and your vine dressers. The sons of the alien. Let's get this word alien. That word alien is nakar. Nakar. And this word alien here, foreigner. You see, that which is foreign. So it says, let's read this in the NLT. Foreigners will be your servants, right? They will feed your flocks and plow your fields and tend to your vineyards. What's that, people? Slavery. That's what that is. Captivity. Okay? We're going to have servants and we're going to have subjects doing the laboring for us. You see? Meaning that what? There will be a supremacy in the kingdom of heaven. You will have an order. There will be people who will be higher, which are going to be the Israelites, are going to be the people above all people, as we read. And then all the different nations are going to be lower. But Esau, Edom himself, his position, he's going to be a slave for 1,000 years and get completely annihilated, man. Okay. Let's get Isaiah the 60th chapter and verse 14. Just jumping to the point. It says, the sons also of them that afflicted thee shall come bending unto thee. Bending unto thee. Let's get this word bending. The sons of them that afflicted us are going to come bending. That word is shachak. Okay. And that word bending says bow. You see that? Be bowed down. To crouch. They're going to bow down to us, man. You see, when somebody's bowing down to you, when someone bends the knee to you, that shows forth that you have complete supremacy over that person. You got complete supremacy over that person. If they come bending and subjecting to your will, as we had to bow down, pretty much we had to bow down to our enemies and they walked over us. I forgot what script that's in. It's in Isaiah, you see. But they're going to come bowing down to us. You see? It says bow, be bowed down, to crouch. You know, when somebody bends the knee, right? It says bow in homage. In homage. Who's going to be bowing in homage? Vocab. I thought anybody's going to make it into the kingdom and anybody can be equal in the kingdom. Who is this talking about? It says bow in homage, right? And this word homage here says respect, honor, special honor or respect shown publicly. So we're going to receive a special honor or a respect that's going to be publicly shown. These different nations, when we come on the scene, they're going to have to bow down before us, man. You see? You ain't gonna just be walking on the scene and see a heathen, and heathen gonna sneer and turn their lip up at you. No, they're gonna come bowing and bending the knee whenever you come on the scene. Why? Because there's going to be a supremacy, Israelite supremacy. Okay, and this is what the Christian church don't want to talk about. You see, they don't want to, and this is part of the gospel. This is a part of the gospel. Is what? For our enemies to be subject unto us, man. All right. So it says, the sons also of them that afflicted thee shall come bending unto thee, bowing down in homage unto us. Those that afflicted us, they're going to come bowing down to us, right? And all they that despise thee shall bow themselves down at the soles of thy feet. See, so you got Jake, that, you know, the Edomites come up, or the different nations come up and they kiss my boot. They at the camp and they kissing the boot, but they still in captivity. They still in captivity underneath their enemies. So it doesn't even really mean anything on that side. We wait for the time where literally our enemies gonna have to bow down to us, man. And if they don't bow down to us, they're gonna get dashed into a potter's vessel like a with a rod of iron, man. You know, like it tells you in Psalm the 2nd chapter. You see, ask of me, and I shall give thee the heathen for thine inheritance, and we're gonna receive that same glory, man. Right? And they shall call thee the city of Yahweh. So the Israelites, we're going to be in the land of Israel, but the city, the people make the city, man. Just as you see America and Babylon, the people make this place confused. The land doesn't make the people confused. The people make the place confused. See? So it says, and they shall call thee the city of Yahweh, the Zion of the Holy One of Israel, the monument, the memorial. You see, we're going to be the monument and the memorial of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. These are the people of the Lord, and they're going to be like, damn. Hey, Micah 7 tells you that, man. They're going to cover their mouth and stop their ears, and when we come in our power, they're going to be like, oh my God, you know, like, damn, these are the people. Whoa, you know, they're going to cover their mouth and be like, shit. Because how the Lord is going to glorify us, man. The Lord is going to glorify us in a manner that's going to be, it's going to be far more greater than what anybody has seen, man. Far more greater than what anybody has seen. Hell, even the things that we say for ourselves and the things that we think, it's not even going to compare to how the Lord is really going to glorify us, man. Let's got a few more. Jeremiah the 30th chapter. Verse 16, it says, therefore all they that devour thee shall be devoured. So the Israelites will be in a state of being devoured in the last days. And then the Lord's going to flip that. You reap what you sow. The Lord is going to flip that. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Here's the faith and the patience of the saints. Right? Therefore, all they that devour thee shall be devoured, and all thine adversaries are enemies, and adversary is an enemy. And so the Israelites would have enemies. There's going to be enemies, and all thine adversaries, every one of them, shall go into captivity. All of our enemies are going to go into slavery. You see, this is the inheritance. This is part of the inheritance. All of our enemies are going to go into captivity. Let's read that again. And all thine adversaries, every one of them, shall go into captivity. And they that spoil thee shall be a spoil. And all that prey upon thee will I give for a prey. So those that preyed upon us, those that wanted to spoil Israel, those that wanted to do us harm and harm the apple of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua's eye, what's going to happen? The Lord is going to flip that and harm them. He's going to flip it and turn it back on them. Sevenfold, man. And this is what we're fighting for. This is what we're looking for, man. We looking for this. We're banking on this, man. You know, we're banking to be glorified. We're banking to have a rulership and dominion. You know, having our, you know, through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, having our influence, a righteous influence on the planet Earth, man, and ain't gonna be no say so against it. If you even fix your thoughts to think secondhand behind what we say, you're gonna get your ass blasted, man. Straight up. You see? This is Isaiah 14, man. It says what? We're going to possess them. We're going to have servants and handmaids, man. Isaiah 60, Isaiah 49. There's plenty more scriptures that talk about how the heathen are going to be our slaves, man. Last scripture. Daniel 7. Let's read verse 18 first. Daniel 7 verse 18, it says, but the saints of the Most High shall take the kingdom. Who are the saints? The Israelites. Okay, Psalm 148 as well as Psalm 50 and 5 tells you who the saints are. It ain't all people. It's talking about the Israelites, right? The saint, but and it proves who the saints are when you read in, like, for example, Ephesians, right? So it says, but the saints of the Most High shall take the kingdom. To take is possess it. We're going to take the kingdom, right? And possess the kingdom forever, even forever and ever. So we're going to take the kingdom and it's going to be a possession unto us, man. We're going to possess it. This kingdom is going to be brought down. All right. Now let's jump down to verse 25 and 27. It says, and he, meaning Esau, shall speak great words against the Most High. And those great words are those words of adversity, pretty much the whole anti-Mashiach vibe, right? And he shall speak great words against the Most High. Matter of fact, let's just get great words. That word great's probably not there because the word is italicized. Words, Malah, Daniel 7:25. You got word, thing, word, utterance. But the words that he's going to speak is going to be completely adverse to adverse to righteousness, adverse to Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. That's why he thinks to change times and laws and all this, as he calls it, hate speech, and all the different laws that Yahweh Bashem Yahushai established for us to follow. He says that you don't got to follow it and you can do it this way. All the madness that Esau is doing right now. So it says, and he shall speak great words against the Most High, and shall wear out the saints of the Most High. So we will be the saints, the Israelites will be worn out in the last days, man. Completely worn out. You see, vexed, tired, looking for salvation. Right? He shall wear out the saints of the Most High and think to change times and laws. And you clearly see Esau doing that, thinking to change the times and the laws, man. Wicked decrees are going forth. You see that he wants to exit out BC and AD before as they say, before Christ, or before the Christian era, in an Anno Domini, the year of our Lord. Right? It says, and they shall be given into his hand until a time and times and the dividing of time. So break this down, vocab. Who is this talking about? Who will be given into whose hand for a time and time and the dividing of time? Who? Is this the Israelites? Are these just anybody that can just fit who you think can just fit it? Continuing on. But the judgment shall sit, and they shall take away his dominion. Who's the they? Who's going to be the they that's going to be taking the dominion away? The judgment's going to sit. The words that Yahweh Bashem Yahushua spoke is going to stand. This is the judgment written, as it says in Psalm 149, right? But the judgment shall sit, and they shall take away his dominion, to consume and to destroy it unto the end. So Esau's dominion, all right, Babylon the Great, as well as just his whole beast system, is going to be completely destroyed and taken away, and it's never going to rise up again. Whereas they're not going to fill the face of cities, as it says in Isaiah 14, verse 27. And the kingdom and dominion, we read that word rule earlier. We're going to rule over our oppressors. And the kingdom and dominion and the greatness of the kingdom under the whole heaven, Isaiah 2, right, shall be given to the people of the saints of the Most High. Who are the people of the saints of the Most High? The Israelites. Once again, Psalm 148 in the last two verses, as well as Psalm 50 and 5 tells you who the saints are. Once again, shall be given to the people of the saints of the Most High, whose kingdom is an everlasting kingdom, and all dominions shall serve and obey him. servants and handmaids. There's going to be servants, and they will have to obey our authority. So, Vocab Malone, this is a response to you. Another video that goes out to you. Apologetic Kryptonite for Vocab Malone. Isaiah 14:2. So with that, Lord's will, this lesson was edifying. I want to give all praises to Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai B'Shem HaKadosh. Double honors to the apostles and elders, a great millstone that taught us his truth, and much peace, love, and salutation to the elect. Shalom.